Welcome, brave souls, to Fear File Chronicles, your one-way ticket to spine-chilling stories and terrifying tales. Tonight, we'll be diving into the darkest corners of the human mind with a story. It lived under the porch, penned by the twisted mind of True God, 92. Together, we'll explore the unexplained and face our deepest fears. But before we begin, if you enjoy trembling in terror, be sure to hit that like button. Share this video with your fellow fear fanatics and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click the bell notification so you never miss an eerie episode. Your support truly means the world to us, so feel free to leave a comment below to join the Fear File Chronicles community. Now, without further ado, let's unravel the mysteries of the unknown together as we delve into tonight's fear-inducing story. It lived under the porch. Dim the lights and prepare yourself for a chilling journey into the Fear File Chronicles. When I was a child, the creature that haunted me slept under the porch. It was a strange, otherworldly thing that seemed to exist in a space between reality and imagination. I never saw it clearly, but I could feel its presence lurking just beyond the edge of my vision. At first, I thought I was just being silly. I was a kid after all, and kids have active imaginations. But the more I tried to ignore it, the stronger the feeling became. It was as if the creature was feeding off of my fear, growing stronger with each passing day. I tried to tell my parents about it, but they just laughed it off.
"There is no such thing as monsters, honey,"
my mother would say, patting me on the head.
"It's just your imagination playing tricks on you."
But I knew it was real. I could feel its breath on the back of my neck when I was alone in my room at night. I could hear its claws scratching against the wood of the porch, trying to find a way in. As I got older, the creature became less a constant presence in my life. I learned to push it to the back of my mind, to focus on the real world and the things that were tangible and concrete. But I never forgot about it completely. It was always there, lurking just beneath the surface. Years went by, and I grew up. I went to college, got a job, and got married. I thought I had left the creature behind for good. But then one day, while I was visiting my childhood home, I heard a scratching sound coming from under the porch. My heart leapt into my throat as memories of the creature flooded back. I tried to ignore it, to convince myself that it was just a stray animal or a trick of the wind. But the scratching continued, growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed a flashlight and crawled under the porch, my heart racing with fear and anticipation. What I found there was both shocking and familiar. The creature was still there, sleeping peacefully in a nest of leaves and twigs. It was smaller than I remembered, almost delicate looking in the dim light of the flashlight. Its skin was a pale, translucent blue, and its eyes were closed in peaceful slumber. I couldn't believe it was still alive after all these years. I had assumed it was just a figment of my childhood imagination, a product of my overactive mind. But here it was, real and tangible, and unmistakable. I sat there for a long time, watching the creature sleep. I felt a strange mix of fear and wonder, a sense of awe at the sheer otherworldliness of it all. It was like nothing I had ever seen before, a living embodiment of the unknown and the unknowable. Eventually, I crawled out from under the porch and went back inside the house. I didn't tell anyone about what I had seen. How could I? Who would believe me? Instead, I started to visit the creature under the porch every day, bringing it scraps of food and talking to it in hushed tones. It seemed to respond to my voice, even though it never opened its eyes or moved a muscle. Over time, I began to feel a strange connection to the creature. It was like we were two sides of the same coin, two beings existing in space and time. The more I interacted with it, the more I dreamt about it. These dreams were dark and had an unforgiving feel. The dreams started out innocuous enough. I would dream of the creature sleeping peacefully under the porch, its translucent blue skin glowing softly in the moonlight. But as time went on, the dreams grew darker and more unsettling. In these dreams, the creature was no longer peaceful. It would thrash and writhe in its sleep, its eyes rolling back in its head. Sometimes it would emit a low, guttural growl that made my blood run cold. I would wake up in a cold sweat, my heart racing with fear. But no matter how much the dreams scared me, I couldn't stop thinking about the creature. It was like a magnet, drawing me inexorably towards it. One night, I dreamt that I was under the porch with the creature. It was awake this time, its eyes open and staring straight into mine. Its gaze was intense, almost hypnotic. I felt a strange compulsion to touch it, to reach out and feel the texture of its skin. But as my hand drew closer, the creature let out a deafening roar and lunged at me, its jaws snapping shut just inches from my face. I woke up gasping for air, my heart pounding in my chest. But even as I lay there, trembling with fear, I knew that I had to see the creature again. I couldn't stay away from it, no matter how much it scared me. The next day, I went back under the porch. The creature was still there, sleeping peacefully as ever. But as I watched it, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was different. Its skin seemed to be paler than before, almost translucent. Its breathing was shallow and ragged, and its limbs twitched involuntarily every now and then. I knew that something was wrong, but what could I do? I was just a human, a mere mortal. I had no idea how to help a creature like this. Over the next few days, I visited the creature every day, bringing it food and talking to it in soothing tones. But no matter what I did, its condition continued to worsen. One night, I had a dream that was so vivid it felt like reality. I dreamt that I was under the porch with the creature, and it was awake again. But this time, instead of attacking me, it spoke to me. Its voice was low and raspy, like the rustling of dead leaves. It told me that it was dying, that its time in this world was coming to an end. I felt a surge of sadness and helplessness. What could I do to help it? Was there anything I could do at all? The creature told me that there was one thing I could do. It said that if I could find a way to take it to the other side, to the realm beyond this one, it would be free. I woke up with a start, my heart pounding with a strange mix of fear and excitement. Was it really possible? Could I really help the creature cross over? I spent the next few days researching everything I could about the other side, about the realm beyond this one. I read about ancient myths and legends, about shamanic practices and mystical rituals. Finally, I found what I was looking for. It was an ancient ritual, one that had been passed down through generations of shamans and mystics. It involved a journey to the other side, but a dark price had to be paid. Firstly, I had to gather the necessary items to start the ritual. Over the next few days, I scoured the land for these items. It was a long and complicated list, but I was determined to do everything in my power to help the creature. First, I had to find a special kind of root that grew deep in the forest. It was said to have powerful, mystical properties that would help me cross over to the other side. Next, I had to gather a variety of herbs and flowers, each with its own specific purpose. Some were meant to ward off evil spirits, while others were supposed to attract benevolent ones. I also needed a special kind of incense, made from rare and exotic ingredients. The smoke from the incense was said to have the power to open a portal to the other side. Finally, I needed a sharp blade, one that had been blessed by a shaman. It was to be used to make a sacrifice, a dark price that had to be paid in order to complete the ritual. With all the items gathered, I set off into the forest. It was a dark and foreboding place, full of twisted trees and tangled underbrush. But I pushed on, my determination driving me forward. As I walked, I felt a sense of unease creeping over me. I knew that the ritual I was about to attempt was dangerous, possibly even deadly, but I couldn't let that stop me. The creature's life was at stake. Finally, I found the root I was looking for. It was a gnarled and twisted thing with a strange, pungent smell. I dug it up carefully, trying not to damage it. Next, I gathered the herbs and flowers, each one carefully chosen for its specific purpose. I bound them together with twine, creating a powerful bundle that I could carry with me. The incense was the hardest part. I had to travel to a far-off land to find the rare ingredients I needed. But after weeks of searching, I finally found what I was looking for. With everything gathered, I returned home and began to prepare for the ritual. I lit the incense and let the smoke fill the room, creating a hazy, otherworldly atmosphere. I placed the root in a small bowl and added some water, creating a potent brew that would help me cross over to the other side. I also sprinkled the herbs and flowers around the bowl, creating a circle of protection. Finally, I took the blade and made a small cut on my hand. I let the blood drip into the bowl, knowing that this was the dark price that had to be paid. As the blood mingled with the other ingredients, I felt a strange energy coursing through me. It was like nothing I had ever felt before, a mix of fear and exhilaration. I closed my eyes and focused on the creature, picturing it in my mind's eye. I felt a sense of connection, a bond that had grown stronger with each passing day. I drank the brew, feeling it burn as it went down my throat. I felt myself slipping away, crossing over to the other side. When I opened my eyes again, I was in a strange and unfamiliar place. It was dark and misty, with strange shapes moving in the shadows. I saw the creature in front of me, its eyes closed and its breathing shallow. I knew that I had to act quickly. I took the blade and made another cut across my chest, much deeper than the one on my hand. Allowing the creature to feed on my blood and spirit, I slowly fell into faintness and passed out. Waking up, I found myself in a hospital bed, with my mother and father by my side. They went on to tell me that after not hearing from me all day, my father left work to come check on me. He found me on the floor with a gash across my chest and hand, covered in terrible bite marks. Seeing me like this, he called 911. That happened a week ago, and I've been unconscious ever since. Once I was able to stand and walk on my own, I was released to go home. Once home, the first thing I did was check the porch. Kneeling down, I saw a bare spot where the creature once laid. I don't know what happened to the creature once it fed on my body, but it's no longer sleeping under the porch or in my dreams. I have hope that it was able to cross over. Each day seems to get better knowing that it's gone, but I still have a dark, painful reminder of what once haunted me. Well, my friends, we've reached the end of tonight's chilling tale, It Lived Under the Porch, by the talented True God 92. I hope you've enjoyed our descent into darkness, and that you'll carry a piece of the Fear File Chronicles with you as you drift into uneasy dreams. If our story left you shivering and shaking, don't forget to like this video, share it with others who crave a good scare, and subscribe to the Fear File Chronicles for more haunting horrors. Remember to hit the bell notification, so you're always among the first to know when a new nightmare awaits. As always, we appreciate your support and would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Sharing your fears and frights with us truly means a lot, so don't be shy to engage with our sinister community. Until next time, remember to embrace the darkness, for it is within the shadows that our most terrifying stories are born. Good night, and stay scared.